crazy. Hey, love it. Hell yeah, that might be the sketchiest bridge I've ever seen. Boone, you want to try it?
This is my 2024 Stark Varg MX. Today we're going to be showing you how to convert the MX into a fully street legal bike. This can also save you thousands of dollars by purchasing the MX model instead of buying the more expensive fully street legal Enduro EX version. Try saying that 3 times fast. I purchased this street legal kit from Dirt Scoot Designs, and after a lot of research, I found that Dirt Scoot was one of the only brands that offers a complete, easy to install kit for this bike without sacrificing the aesthetics. All of these parts in this video will be in the description if you guys want to check them out. These are just the parts I personally chose, but feel free to browse their website to find the best parts that will fit your build. So here's what comes with the kit. Now for this street legal build, we're going to need a headlight, turn signals, a tail light, a plate mount, mirrors, don't know what that was, a 12-volt battery, a wire harness, a horn, and the control switches. Now the first thing that we're going to do is remove the plastics. Remove 1 bolt on the rear, 4 on the front, even though I only showed 2 for whatever reason, and the 2 on the sides. Stark actually makes a super easy video on how to do this if you find my video suck. The very first part we're going to install is the tail light. Now we're going to drill 3 7/64 inch holes to mount the tail light. Now instead of guessing, I thought my paper template was a genius idea, until I remembered I was a college dropout and I still managed to mess it up.
You can tell I made one mistake right there.
Now that's the look you make when you know you're doing something permanent to your bike. At least no one will ever see it, except for the thousands of people that are watching this video. Luckily, the kit will come with its own template, so if you're a college dropout like myself, this is not something you'll have to worry about. Insert the screws in the holes and mount the taillight to the screws.
Looks pretty good. Excited to see it when it's on.
Next, drill a 1/2 inch hole just a little bit further away from the taillight to route the taillight harness. This part is optional, but definitely has a much cleaner look.
What a great time for my battery to die. That's what I get for having a DeWalt.
Don't worry too much about routing the wiring just yet. We're going to worry about that later on in the build. Now we're going to install the 12-volt battery. First, we're going to clean up the area while the plastics are off. We're also going to do a half-assed job because we're just too excited to finish the build, but it's always a good time to do this. Place the 12-volt battery just above the Stark Varg battery and right below the frame. Secure it with the 3 zip ties that are included. I lost one of the zip ties while filming, and I found it later on, so ignore the fact that I only put 2. Tighten the zip ties, but do not over-tighten them. Otherwise, you'll bend the zip tie slots on the battery. Clearly, that was the mistake I made, so let's all cringe together as I continue to make it worse. Again, don't worry too much about the wiring at this point. Next, we're going to install the turn signal control switch. You'll have to remove the grip in order to install this. I did install mine upside down, and I didn't even notice this until literally the end of the project, but make sure you mount these correctly the first time. Now the headlight also comes with a headlight switch, so we're going to mount that as well. This one you do not have to take off the throttle or the grip in order to do that. You can place the switches wherever you feel comfortable. I even temporarily installed the handbrake lever just to get a feel for where I wanted these switches. At this point, be mindful of where you're routing all of your cables just to save yourself a headache later on in the project. Now that the switch is installed, we're going to install the turn signals. If you have the stock front and rear handbrake, simply just remove the master cylinder cap and mount the turn signal using the existing screw.
Here are the turn signals. This just mounts right here up at the top. The problem is with this mount, it was supposed to do the same thing on the other stock brake, but obviously I don't have a stock brake.
Since I have an aftermarket rear handbrake, I didn't have the same mounting option on the other side, so I included bar mounts for my turn signals instead. This can all still be purchased in your kit. Now originally these turn signals were supposed to be mounted upwards. I just preferred the look of them being installed upside down. This one was actually on purpose. Now you will notice that the handbrake partially blocks the left-hand turn signal, but I mainly use my hand signals anyway. But if this bothers you, either mount the signal the correct way or don't lower your handbrake as much as I did. Actually looks decent. Next, we're going to install the headlight and the headlight mounts. Dirt Scoot Designs offers multiple headlight mounting options. I went with the fork mounts because I thought it had the cleanest look. I attached the U-bracket to the fork mounts and then mounted it to the forks. And then it's just 2 screws to attach the headlight. Pretty simple and a pretty clean look.
So here's the horn. This mount was originally straight up and down, but I bent it and mount this right here. And then you put this thing on top of that, and that's what holds your horn right on like that.
Now that we have most of the parts installed, this is when we're going to worry a little bit more about cable management.
I'm going to break down the wiring into 3 main parts. We'll start with the main wiring harness, which is hidden right behind the forks just below the carbon fiber. The second part is the front harness with the 2 black boxes on it. This is where you plug in the headlights, the horn, the switches, and the brake sensors. I accidentally ripped the wires out of the brake sensors, so ignore the fact that these won't be plugged in yet. And then I must have just tugged on it a little too hard and it snapped at the bottom, so I just cut it here, and we'll replace that later with another sensor so that the brake light will turn on. After plugging in all of the components, the other end of this plug will go directly into the main harness in part 1. The third part of this is the long rear cable that plugs into the taillight. One end will plug directly into the taillight, and the other end will be plugged into the main harness, just like part 1 and 2. The main wire harness will be plugged directly into the 12-volt battery, and that is how everything receives power on the bike. I understand I didn't film this as well as I could have, but also understand that it's just plug and play, and you can't really plug anything into the wrong spot. So here's the finished product. When this is put onto here, obviously you're not going to see anything. Same with the plastics. This does look like kind of a mess. When the plastics are on, this is all gone, and maybe I'll do a couple more zip ties just to make this look a little bit better. Finally, you will have to find a good placement for where all of the extra wiring should go, and zip tie it up to make sure it all looks clean.
The Street Legal kit comes with really long wires, so the cable management did take me a little bit longer than expected, but I did want it to be perfect. When you have it all plugged in, make sure you turn your handlebars all the way to the right and left to make sure that the wires are not being tugged on. Also make sure that your bar stoppers are not smashing any of the wires. Now, the only downside to this Street Legal kit is having to charge the 12-volt battery separately from the Stark's main battery. I'll show you a clip of charging both batteries together to prove just how quick and easy it is, but I'd be lying if I said I'd never forget to plug it in.
My battery on my headlight's dead.
Was it fully charged when you started?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I forgot to plug it in.
All right. You want to charge it off my bike while we sit here for a minute?
Yeah, actually, dude, that'd be sick.
Oh, it's just right there. That's convenient.
Yeah, right? Look at that, Blake. Way better. Great idea.
The only thing I forgot to add to this project was the plate mount. I've already made my few mistakes drilling holes, so we're going to save that project for another time.
Not a bad setup. Last thing we need is a plate.
Finally, to make this bike fully street legal, we have to register it. The MX is considered an off-road only vehicle. This causes a ton of problems with the DMV. So to make this bike fully street legal and avoid all of the DMV hassles, I'm going to register my bike through Dirt Legal. Dirt Legal is a very legit registration option that I've used on many bikes in the past. They make the process incredibly easy with their online setup, and I finished checking out within just a couple of minutes. It is important to note that you will need all of the legal components on your bike, so make sure to check your local laws to make sure you have everything. It only takes a few business days to receive your plate by the mail, and you can even purchase a temp tag that you can print at home if you want to hit the streets right away. I've used them for many years and I highly recommend them. And now I have a fully street legal Supermoto stunt bike that's perfect for my riding style. Now, if you guys are enjoying this build series, please let me know down below. Let me know what other parts you might want to see on this bike. We have a lot more to come with this particular build, including a graphics kit that I'm super stoked to be putting on this bike. This has been one of the most fun bikes that I have worked on this channel, and I can't wait to show you guys the finished product. Now that we have everything on, let's go test it out.
Oh my God, this is awesome. Yes, sir. Can't wait to get some new tires on. Stark does it like it's literally nothing, dude. Stark is literally everything I dreamed it to be. It not only looks fun to ride, it just is. Yeah. Accidentally tip over on here, that's not going to end very well. Where the world is your playground. Hell yeah. I'm coming, boys. I mean, even if they left me, I know exactly where I'm going. Oh shit. Straight. Look at the tracks. I could live out in the wilderness. Oh my god. Hyperfixation is real. Not a trail. Good thing I can't read. How is this not a trail? That might be the sketchiest bridge I've ever seen. Boone, you want to try it? Okay, it's got it. Lord help me. She's brand new. Thank you. Wow, that bridge is sketchy. I just missed the fun jump.
I was afraid of pegs hitting the washout.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think of that. I'm just a dumbass. Hey, love it. Yo. That's pretty sick. Man, it's sandy as fuck in here though. Jesus Christ. All right.
Sandy in there or what?
Yeah, dude. How awesome is this, man? The sign's a good kickstand, though. Oh, so this used to actually be a railroad.
Oh yeah.
Like when I was a kid, that's all I dreamed of, was like riding a dirt bike on those trails.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
It's pretty terrible. Have you done it?
Yeah, it sucks. The rocks are like...
I can put you on one if you haven't fulfilled your childhood dream yet.
I have. I realized how much it sucks. Yeah. God damn. Yes, sir. I will say, in the shorts is crazy, but at least he's got the Crocs and sport mode. Anyways, if you guys want to see more Stark Varg content, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Got a lot of Stark adventures coming soon. Man, what a bike.